Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So today we have some payments rolling out for certain Social Security beneficiaries. These payments are going to be right around $1,907 on average. So we'll be going over who can expect to receive these payments. Plus, we're going to be going over 3 positive changes to Social Security in 2024. And finally, we're also going to be going over some good news for the former president and Donald Trump, which of course also correlates with more bad news for Joe Biden. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive at least $60 in free stock or $60 in free cash in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you got to do is once you click on that link, it's just sign up for a free account and then deposit at least 1 penny on the platform. At that point, Webull will be sending you 20 free stocks. Each stock is going to be worth at least $3. So at that point, if you do not want to invest, all you got to do is just sell those stocks for what they're worth and then transfer the $60 or more right back to your bank account. Okay, so leading today's video off, we have some more good news for the former president and Donald Trump, which of course also correlates with more bad news for Joe Biden. So back in 2020, one state voted for Biden by 3 points after Trump won that key swing state back in 2016 against Hillary Clinton. And that state happened to be Michigan. But in a new poll in Michigan, Trump not only leads Michigan, but he absolutely decimates Biden by right around 8 points. So according to The Hill, President Biden is trailing former President Trump by 8 percentage points in the battleground state of Michigan, according to a new poll. The latest Michigan poll found that while neither of the front-running candidates secured a majority support, voters were more likely to support Trump than Biden, the Detroit News reported. The poll, which was commissioned by the Detroit News and WDIV-TV, found that 47% of likely Michigan voters would back Trump and 39% would support Biden. The newspaper also noted that 3% of Michigan voters polled said they would back another candidate and 11% were undecided. So perhaps the 11% could make up the difference here. The poll also asked voters whether Biden and Trump did well enough while serving in the Oval Office to deserve a second term, the Detroit News reported. Just 17% said Biden did well enough to get another term in office, and 77% said they would want to see someone else in the White House. On the other hand, 33% said Trump should get another term, while 62% said someone else should get elected. And that's probably the big difference there. 17% believe that Biden is doing well enough, whereas 33% said that Trump is doing well enough. So Trump looks like he might actually decimate Biden in the state of Michigan, which could also translate to some of the other key swing states as well, such as Pennsylvania, Arizona, and perhaps Nevada. Now, the article goes on to say that Michigan is a key swing state in this year's election. Biden won the state in 2020 by 3 percentage points, taking back a state that Trump nearly won in 2016. According to the Hill/Decision Desk HQ polling average of Michigan polls, Trump has a 6-point lead over Biden in the state. So that's 6 points on average. Now, there's also, a few things that you have to keep in mind here is that usually on average, Trump actually underperforms in these polls. So for example, Trump was actually losing to Clinton in the overall polls back in 2016. He ended up actually winning. And Trump was actually losing to Biden back in 2020 in the polls by a pretty good margin, and he only lost by a small margin. So if he's leading by 6 to 8 points in Michigan, that could perhaps mean that he's actually winning by 9, 10, possibly 11 or 12 points in the state of Michigan. So it looks like if Trump can actually make it to the finish line here, he has a pretty good chance to, win the 2024 election, and not by a narrow margin. This could be one of the largest margin victories of any president since Ronald Reagan. So this is definitely something to keep our eyes out on. Now, of course, in some other news today, we actually have one of the first payments with the increase for all Social Security beneficiaries going out today, January 10th on Wednesday. And we can see here, according to Newsweek, that on January 3rd, of course, we had some payments going out to certain beneficiaries. Those were going to those if you were living outside the U.S., if you filed for Social Security prior to 1997, or if your Medicare premiums are paid by your state. Then, of course, today, those payments are going out to those with birthdays falling between the 1st and 10th of any given month. Once again, that's going to be on January 10th today. And of course, we had payments going out to SSI beneficiaries last month on December 29th. They received theirs a little bit earlier just because January 1st fell on a holiday. And you can see the average payments up on the screen there. So this year in 2024, after the 3.2% cost of living adjustment, all retired workers are now on average receiving $1,907. Disabled workers are receiving $1,537 on average. Of course, once again, these are just the averages. Some people are going to be receiving less. Some people, of course, are going to be receiving more. So that moves us on to the 3 positive changes, according to the Motley Fool, that seniors can look forward to in 2024. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So the first positive change, of course, is that 3.2% raise. So every year, Social Security benefits are eligible for a cost of living adjustment, or COLA, that's tied to inflation. In 2023, seniors on Social Security saw their benefits increase by 8.7%. This year's COLA isn't nearly as large. Benefits are getting a 3.2% boost. However, that's actually a positive thing. For one thing, it means that inflation is cooling, and that alone could be a source of financial relief for Social Security recipients. A 3.2% COLA is also pretty generous, historically speaking. Over the past decade, seniors on Social Security have seen a COLA as low as 0%. So obviously, 3.2% boost and 3.2% increase. This year, that's some positive news. The second thing is a higher earnings test limit. So seniors on Social Security are allowed to earn income from a job while also collecting benefits. Anyone who's reached their full retirement age for Social Security can bring home wages of any amount without risking having benefits withheld. But for those who are working and collecting Social Security before their full retirement age, risk having benefits withheld if their wages exceed the earnings test limit for the year. This year, however, that limit is rising. In 2023, the earnings test limit for workers under the FRA was $21,240. This year, it's rising up to $22,320, which means that Social Security recipients can earn more money without having it negatively affect their benefits. These limits do look different for workers who are not yet at FRA, but will be reaching FRA within the calendar year. In 2023, someone working while on Social Security and reaching the FRA at some point in the year could earn up to $56,520 without risking having Social Security withheld. This year, that limit is going to be increasing up to $59,520. So if you're still working and you're not yet at your full retirement age, you can earn a little bit more this year without having some of your benefits withheld. And finally, the last positive change that's happening this year is that a higher maximum monthly benefit is going to be sent out. So because of this, there's a maximum monthly benefit that Social Security will pay. In 2023, that maximum was $3,627. This year, it's $3,822. However, these numbers represent the maximum monthly benefit if Social Security will pay at the full retirement age. If you delay filing beyond your FRA, you have a chance to score an even higher benefit, and that benefit will be well above $4,000 per month. Now, obviously, this is only going to be for those who max out their earnings every single year and pay the max into the Social Security system, which is a very small percentage of Americans. But obviously, good news for them. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.